Okay. Okay. So thank you. Just a few housekeeping things. I did have the meeting. We did have the meeting last week of the teachers. And one of the issues that came up is the time, two issues that really affect us, but the timing of the end of the class. So there were a couple of teachers that said that we were going to continue into January. I am more than happy to do that. If people can't do it, that's fine. You're not obligated. You didn't sign up for that, and it's okay. But if you'd like to be my guest, and we will continue past the original date. So please don't feel that you have to, but if you'd like to, we will be continuing, just to let you know. I don't think there's any time that I won't be able to do it. If it's like holidays, we'll see how many, how people feel, like right before Christmas and New Year's, whatever, we can see how we feel. The other thing that was brought up was that it's Friday after Thanksgiving. Originally, we were scheduled not to meet. Some people are doing that. I don't know how you people feel about what you're doing or going or what, so I have not muted anybody, so you can talk now if you feel one way or the other or what your sentiments are.
I'm not going to be coming.
Okay, I think we said we weren't going to come. We are going to continue. I said we have the day off. We give ourselves the day off.
Okay.
Day off.
Okay, so we're giving ourselves the day off. Okay, good. The other thing is, they were finding that some of the teachers found that the people in this is not supposed to be the intermediate or advanced or whatever they call it. It's supposed to be the advanced beginners. I think most people are past advanced beginners, but they found that some of the people can't really read the letters or the vowels in that class. If you don't feel comfortable, if you feel that you need to repeat, that you need more work on the letters and the vowels, please let me know. You can let me know personally. I thought that most of the people here were pretty comfortable, not reading fluently, but recognizing them. Some people obviously read more fluently than others. So, but please let me know if you feel that you need more help with that. The letters and the vowels.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Eileen. I stated beforehand that 3 people unfortunately told me that they probably would not be here because they had other commitments. So, which was very thoughtful. But they haven't dropped out, so they'll be back. Now, we're going to get to the good part. I did my homework. And we had been talking about what the vowels are and what they look like and all that stuff. And the one that was the line next to it and whatever. Now I have answers for you. Number 1, normally the emphasis is on the last syllable. If there's nothing else involved, the emphasis will be on the last syllable. When you see that line down next to a vowel, that's called a metic. And when you have that, it says that is the syllable that has the emphasis. So that's what it means when you see the vowel with the line down next to it. So see, we're getting so good at our reading. So we're really, because we can, I think most of us know the vowels and the letters, but now we can really perfect the reading a little bit more, not just get through it. So I think that's good. And if anybody, I'll tell you, if anybody has the full Sim Shalom, now I don't think it's in the Shabbat and festival one, but I'm going to actually read this to you. The transliteration of Hebrew in the Siddur follows a Sephardic pronunciation, which we know. Okay, I'm going to jump. Okay. Thus, for example, we read Shabbat and mitzvah rather than Shabbos and mitzvot. Sephardic pronunciation distinguishes between 2 types of the vowel known as the kamatz. That's the one that looks like a T. Okay. One called a long kamatz or kamatz gadol, and another called the short one, or the kamatz katan. Now, this is the strange part to me. Both types usually are represented by the same symbol. We talked about that before. And in the Sidurim, before these, it looked the same. But in Sim Shalom, Lev Shalom, they've changed it in different ways. In this Sidur, that symbol is retained only for the kamatz gadol, the in father. Now, to me, the gadol would be a long vowel, not a short vowel, but it is for whatever reason. The kamatz gadol is the one that looks like just like a T in our Sidurim, and it's pronounced as an not the, okay? A new symbol is introduced in the Sidur to symbolize the kamatz katan, and that's the one that has the line with the dot, or the line with the long line and the attached rather than a short one. And that is pronounced as the O in North. Another type of kamatz known as the half. It shouldn't be so hard, easy. Chataf kamatz is always represented by the symbol, the T with two dots. Okay, we talked about what the two dots do, and sometimes it's that ends and begins a syllable, but this vowel, it's pronounced as the O in North. And when we look in our prayers, we'll see what it is. They give the example of Sahorayim, which is afternoon, and it's an O sound, and for the other one, they say Zachrenu, which is the line with the dot or the long thing. And so when we read it, you'll see, but I think that's, and I may actually take a picture and send you this information so that you have it written down. You don't have to remember this stuff. So I'll try to do that. I'll take a picture and send it. But anyway, so that way, I think we really can make more sense when we're reading that, to really read correctly and make it. And since it's all there in front of us, as opposed to the Torah, and people that most of you, I'm sure, have seen the Torah. If you haven't read it, I've read it only a couple of times. There are no vowels at all. But when we read in either in the Haftorah book for Haftorah or in the Sidur, they try to make it as easy as possible for us to read. So it's all there. So if you know the secrets, so now we're learning the secrets. So that's where we are. Any questions, Suzanne? Yes.
Yes. Am I muted? No. Okay. So I'm just looking on my Sidur Lev Shalom. Let's go to page 144.
Okay. What prayer is it for somebody that doesn't have?
It's after the Song of the Sea. It's
okay.
It's
you
the
pick
letter.
This one. Okay, I'm trying to find out where it is. It's in. Okay. All right. So tell me what the problem is, and then I'll see if we can find it for people that don't have it. Yeah.
Okay. It looks like a little J. One is backwards and one is forwards.
You have to tell me where in the prayer it is, because I don't know where
it says some congregations include this passage.
Right.
And it says
Vatika.
Yeah, that
Vatika.
one. Yes. Okay.
Miriam. Yeah.
Yes, it's that
so
one.
Where's the J that you're talking about?
Okay, just go down to the word et hate ha tof. Et hatof. See the little letter under there? It looks like a little J backwards.
No, I actually don't see. I don't actually see the word that you're talking about.
Okay.
But how many? There's Tikaf, Miriam.
Wait. There's someone talking.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So start again. Tell me exactly where it is on the page, because I don't see it.
Okay. So I'm going to read that line. Okay.
Okay.
Vati ko is that an O?
No, the thing on top is remember I said the things that were in the
that's
Torah
for the trope.
have the trope notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miriam.
Good. Yes.
Okay. Hana.
Hana. Right.
no,
Achot,
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 okay.
Aharon, Et
Okay, right
Hatov.
there. Look at the roan and
Yes,
see the little dot with the little kind of letter.
those are the trope notes.
Oh, those are trope notes. That's a trope note. Okay, thank you.
If you see anything that you don't recognize, other
Okay.
than it's really the vowels are very there aren't that many. It's the two
Okay.
dots one way, the two dots the other way, the three dots. Any of those other symbols are all trope notes. And
Okay, thank
anything
you.
that in the Sim Shalom and in the Lev Shalom, when things come from the Torah, they show the trope notes, even though we don't sing it that way. The only one that we sing that way in some shuls is the Shema.
Okay,
But the other ones we really don't, but they still put them in. So that's what it
thank
is.
you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So I would like to do some reading now. And we're going to go back to Ein Kelohenu. We haven't read it in a while. It's not a lot of words. We know that already. I need to find out what pages it's in. So I have it written in my book. In Sim Shalom, it's on 182. And Lev Shalom, it's on page 204. And in the text, it starts on page 10. So whatever you feel good about, you can do. Okay, 204. As long as I'm in this book already, I'll go to 204. Okay. So I'm going to read it first, and then I'm going to ask for volunteers so that we feel comfortable. Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kimalkenu, Ein Kamoshienu. Mi Elohenu, Mi Chadonenu, Mi Chimalkenu, Mi Chamoshienu. Noda Lalohenu. Now you see the second word in all of these is the same. It just has different prefixes because of to make sense. Okay. Noda Lalohenu, Noda Ladonenu, Noda Le Malkenu, Noda Lemoshienu. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atah hu Eloheinu, Atah hu Adonenu, Atah hu Malkeinu, Atah hu Moshienu. Atah hu Shehiktiru, Avotenu, Lefanecha et Hakatoret ha-samim. Okay? Now, do I have a volunteer to read 1-4 phrase? Thank you, Andrea. You need to unmute. Thank you. Yeah. Great.
Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kimalkenu, Ein Kamoshienu.
Great. Great. And we know what that means too. We know all these words and what they mean, which is nice. Okay. Me. You know what me is? Who? Good, Marlene.
Yima.
Marlene, you volunteered, I think, but you're muted. You are still muted. I don't think I can unmute you, actually. I don't know if I can unmute you. Ask to unmute. Well, I can answer it. I asked you to unmute. Marlene, are you going to read? You're muted. Thank you. Great. You're muted again. How did this happen? Can you press unmute, Marlene? I don't think I can do it. In the old Zoom, the original Zoom, the host could control that, but for some reason, when they redid it, I have no control over that anymore. I can mute you, but I can't unmute you. I don't know if Marlene's having trouble. She can't unmute. Okay. Do I have another volunteer for me? Arlene, thank you. Arlene Schwartz. And then Eileen after Arlene Schwartz.
Mi Eloheinu, mi Hadonenu, mi Kamalkenu, mi Moshi,
Noka Moshi Enu. You see it?
mi Moshi Enu.
Perfect. Exactly. That's exactly it. Okay, Eileen, no death.
No de Lelohenu, no de Ladonenu, no de Lemokenu, no de Lemoshienu.
Fabulous. Okay. Now, do I have a volunteer for Baruch? Okay, Lynette.
Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malakenu, Baruch
Malkenu. Yeah, if you want to do it right. Malkenu, right? It's a short vowel, so it ends the syllable.
Baruch Malkenu, Baruch Moshienu.
Perfect. Oh, yeah, we're terrific. I'm so impressed. I don't know who 917 is. She muted herself, but whoever it is, welcome.
It's Joyce.
And
I'm listening in.
oh, great. Would you want?
I'm not a Zoom.
Okay, so
I'm not
you're
a Zoom
listening.
bomber. Yeah,
Okay, no.
I'm gonna mute.
Just wanted to know who it was. I'll take anybody in the class, but it's nice to know who it is. Thank you, Joyce. Okay. Do I have a volunteer for Atahu? The Arlene Fisher. Thank you.
Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkenu, Atahu Moshienu.
Terrific. Okay. Does anybody wait? Celia, you want to read the last line? Okay. But you're muted. You're muted. Okay, great. It looked like you were reading. Okay.
Could you say that word for me?
Shahik Tiru.
Shahik Tiru,
Good.
Avotenu, lift
Sound, yes.
et
Lefanecha. Good.
Lifanecha,
Good. Et Toret.
yeah, Toret ha samim.
Perfect. Fabulous.
That's
Fabulous.
Judi,
All right. Any questions?
Judi,
Yes, Arlene. Yes.
I don't, as we're doing these, I mean, I'm still a little confused on where, you one with the double dots that's silent sometimes. You give it a mute sound sometimes, a must sound, it changes, and I'm still uncertain
Okay.
when
Then
it is, when it's not pronounced. But as we do it, I mean, I'm trying to pay attention.
Right,
When-
right. If you pay attention, you'll see. But I'll give 3 rules, 4 rules. If it comes at the beginning, it has a sound, the eh. If it comes at the beginning of a word, okay. Is it here anywhere? I don't know if it's here anywhere, actually, at the beginning. No, I don't see it. Okay. Oh, yeah.
The fifth line. What about the fifth?
Lifanecha. Okay. So it has the eh sound. Lifanecha. When it comes at the beginning of a word, you know it has a sound. Okay. Because the corollary is when it comes at the beginning of some syllables. So this is clearly the beginning of a syllable. At the beginning, it always has a sound. At the end, it never has a sound. It just ends the syllable. It never has a sound at the end. Always has a sound at the beginning. Okay, so that's 1. Then if it follows, and I'm going to look for them so I can show you. Okay. If you could do the Malkenu in any of them, it's the 3rd phrase. It's mal. The straight line is a soft vowel. When it's a soft vowel, an or an eh, it ends the syllable. and it doesn't have a sound. When it follows a hard vowel,
Which one
it
is that?
has a sound.
The
Let me see if I can find one.
Which one was the volcano? Where's the
What?
volcano? Where was that you were saying?
Volcano is everywhere. It's in every single even one. The third phrase, it's either Kemalkenu, in the first one, it's
Okay,
Kemalkenu in the next
Yeah.
one. Okay, you
Yeah.
see it?
Yeah,
And the
does that
reason
have
is
a
that
sound? That doesn't have a sound, or does it have a sound then?
it does have a sound when it's at the beginning. Doesn't have a sound at the end. It always has a sound at the beginning.
Yeah,
If
but what
it
about
follows
volcano?
Ke, it's Ke Mal Kenu. Okay, because the line, the straight line, the kamatz gadol, is a soft vowel. So it ends the syllable. It doesn't have a sound. I'm looking for the other one. Let's see if we can find the other one in this one. Shehik Tiru. Okay, the one that doesn't, it's not one of the things. It's in the next to the last line. Atahu Shehik. It's a hard word to say, just the way the letters go together. But the one reason I say it is there's no sound under that with those two dots. It's a Shehik Tiru. It ends a syllable because the dot, it's a long vowel. E is a long vowel, and the when it's an O sound, it's a long vowel. Okay. So the other thing is when we look at the line down. So when you go to the Eloheinu, Leloheinu, whatever it is, it's the second word in the Ein Keloheinu. Okay, in the very beginning, you see. Remember, we talked about the metek. There it is, Eloheinu rather than Eloheinu. Normally, it would be at the end. The accent is on the last one because it's not. It's on the next to the last. That's why you have the metek.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Yes, Cindy.
So is the rule if you have a long vowel, if you have the shva following it, you say it or you say it? Okay. So what is considered the long vowels?
Okay, the E, the A. I'm not sure about the O or the U. We'll have to, when we get to it, how about when we get to it, we'll look and see.
Okay, and the
Okay,
kamatz.
because I'm looking in this prayer to see if I can see what I can see, the examples of the things we're talking about.
Okay, so we just had one with an E.
It's the same with the Adonenu. If you see with the metek is there, Eloheinu and Adonenu, the metek is there, and all of them actually, every one of the second words have the metek for the.
All right, so
Yes.
in the last line, the third word, we don't, and so it's Shahik Tiru, right? But you don't.
Yes,
But the E is, you just said is long, but we don't say the.
correct.
But
When
then
it's long, when it's long, it ends it. When it's short, it starts a new one. Let me see. Yeah. No, wait a second. Oh, you know why? Because it's actually, even though I know what the question is here, and I know what the answer is too, actually. I don't always know the answer. It's not really long unless it has a yud after it.
Okay.
It's like the A and the A. It's an E or an E. So it's not really as long as it could be when it only has the dot underneath.
Okay. All right, that helps. And then you said the
Okay.
kamatz. And you said the kamatz too is considered long or
The
hard.
kamatz can be short, it can be long or short, or gadol or katan, it can be long or short, yeah. And that's the or the o that we read, but in here, our kamatz katan looks different from the kamatz gadol. And if you look at Silverman Sidor, it will not look different. But if you look at the Sim Shalom or the Lev Shalem, it looks different.
Okay.
Yes, Susan.
I'm looking at the book and I'm having trouble finding the last stanza that.
Okay, let me tell you, it's not, they don't do it in the very beginning because they think it's too much for you. So let me see if it's here. I don't know if they even actually, if they have it here now that I'm looking at it.
I don't think it's there, Judy. I
It
looked.
isn't there?
I don't think so.
You looked? Okay, we're
Yeah.
sorry, it's not here. That's not
Okay.
fair. It should be there, even though it's hard, actually, it's much harder. It should be there because when you sing El Elohenu, you sing that line.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, you know, some of the prayers we don't read out loud. We sing that out loud and we do read that line, so I apologize. So that you need to.
It is in the book. It's
Where
page
is it?
It is,
13.
what page is it?
Page 13 at the very
Oh, you know
bottom.
what?
Oh,
It
good,
is.
see?
It's at the
See, I
very
trusted you,
bottom.
Nina. I trusted you, Nina.
It's at the note where it says 13. It's at the numbers.
Yes,
Okay.
it's at the bottom of the page.
That's what I thought, but I needed to clarify that. Thank you.
Yes, it's at the bottom of the page. Thank you. Thank
Right
you very
next to
much.
the
See,
13.
I need you guys. Okay, any other questions? Because I think we're really getting to the top list. We're really figuring out how to read. So if there's any questions, please feel free, right? Do you feel like that you're learning how to do? You know what you're doing? Yes, 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 you do. Whether you like it or not, you do. Okay, so En Kelohane we have done. We have that down pat. Now, the next prayer that we're going to do is, I think it's Elena, if I remember correctly, right? Elena?
18. 18 in
Yes,
the
it's
textbook.
18 in the text. It's 205 in the Lev Shalem. This is really easy because it's very near the En Kelohane. Or 183 in the Slim Shalom. So it's just the next page after En Kelohane for your Innisy door. Wherever you were, if you were on En Kelohane, it's the next page. Okay, so I'm going to read first. See, I learned. And then I'm going to ask you to read. Aleinu. See, there's the long with an A and the line. That's the long one. Okay. Aleinu, but you don't have to worry about the other. Lishabeach la'adon hakol. Latate gedula leyotzer bereshit. Shalo asanu gagoye ha'aratzot. Aratzot. How do you like that? See, really? Pay attention. Velo samanu kamish pachot adama. Shalo sam chelkenu. I read the A a little too strong, actually, anyway, when I do it. It should be helkenu, kahem, v'go ralenu, kahol hamonam. Ba'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamalachim malchei hamalachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed aretz umoshav yikaro Bashamayim Mima'al. Ushchinat Uzo Bigo. I'm not going to read this. Bigo. Hey, it's hard to read. Miromim. I'm used to singing. Hu Eloheinu Ein Od. Emet Malkenu Ephes Gedulato Kakatu B'Torato V'yadata hayom v'hashevota el levavecha. I'm going to tell you one more thing. Ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim mima'al al haaretz mitachat ein od. Okay, now I read something that was interesting. If you're in the Lev Shalem, it's the third line from the bottom. It starts v'yadata Hayom Bahashevota. Now, remember I said to you that metek was that normally the emphasis was on the last syllable unless you see the metek. Well, if you look in your siddur, v'yadata and v'hashevota, there's a metek in the last syllable. Why? It shouldn't need to be there, because if it's usually in the last syllable, if you don't have one, there's no reason to put it there. But what it says in the thing, and when you get it, you'll see, people read it incorrectly oftentimes. So they decided that they're going to put it there so they make sure you know that that's where the emphasis is supposed to be. Because it shouldn't need to be there. If normally we put the emphasis on the last syllable, and if the emphasis is on the last syllable, they don't have to put the metek. But because it's often read improperly, they put it there. So I thought that was interesting. See, we're not the only ones that have some trouble reading. Other people have trouble reading too. So, if anybody, I'm going to sing it once, and then you're going to do it. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula l'yotzer breshit, shelo asanu gogoye ha'aratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu v'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim, u'modim, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notesh shamayim v'yosed haaretz u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim hima'al u'shchinatu zo v'gov hemiromim u'Eloheinu einod Emek Malkeinu, Hefezulato, Kakatu, Vitorato, Viadatayom, Vahashevota, Elavabaha, Ki Adonai, Hua Elohim, Bashamayim, Mima'al, Haaretz, Mitachat, Einod. Okay, I don't get any prizes for my singing, but just so you recognize what it sounds like, because normally, until the bowing part, most synagogues on Shabbat do it out loud. Sometimes if you go to a weekly minyan, if some of you are going on weekdays, you don't do it out loud, partly because you just want to get through the service, so there's not a lot of singing. And we like to sing on Shabbos, and that's part of Shabbat. So we almost always will sing the first part. Sometimes on Shabbat or holidays, we'll sing the next part. But sometimes some synagogues don't, some people do it. And you ask why they do. And then when you do that thing, they go up and down on the different words. Yeah, Suzanne.
Yeah, we have a cantor that in our morning minion, so we always sing the whole thing. I just love it.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, people like, especially prayers that people know, they like to sing because it sounds good. It puts you in the mood also. The music. So yeah. So but just so that there are people, and particularly on a weekday, just because you want to do it, you know, some people want to get fast, but because people know it, they do this one. They usually do out loud. But anyway, so any questions? Consider it anything. Okay. Does somebody want to be brave? I know that you can. Okay, Celia, then Andrea. Perfect, except the ach is that's the only vowel that you read before the consonant, so it's lishabeach.
Lishabeach.
Ach.
Ach.
Right, and it's actually, see, the metric is there, lishabeach, rather than lishabeach. See, look at what we've learned. I'm so excited. Lishabeach. Okay, good. And continue, Celia.
La tate gadula la yozar.
there. It's a TS sound, TZ sound.
Vayotzer Bareshit.
Perfect. Great. Great. Okay. Shalom. Anybody ready for shalom? Okay, Jane.
Hello, Asanu, Kugoye, Havratson.
Wait, read that again. I'm sorry, it mightn't be my hearing. Read the one after Kagoye.
Shelo, Asanu, Kugoye, Havratson. Soat.
It's a T at the end.
Soat.
Right, that's what I thought you said. You said in none, but it's and if you read this, you can. It's really ratzot. You see, there's three vowels there.
Ratzot.
Right, because it has the aleph in there, so it adds another syllable. So it's ratzot. Good. When you sing it, it sort of goes together, but you should know that it's really there's three vowels there. So, okay, want to read one more line?
Below Samanu.
Good.
Kami Shifatot.
Okay, now you remember what we talked about. The first one, when you have two next to each other, okay, we talked about the rules. If you have two next to the other, one has to end a syllable and one begins a syllable. If you have two of the two dots next to each other. So it's ha-mish-pachot.
Pamishifanot.
Ha-mish-pachot. Mishpacha. Think about it. Mishpacha. Okay. Pachot. Exactly. Good. One more.
Hadama.
Good. Exactly. Read it again.
Below,
just that word.
Below
you read it perfectly, but I just want you to hear, but be comfortable with it.
Okay. Ha'arama.
Adama. Exactly.
Adama.
Good. That's land or dirt or whatever. Good. And that's what Adam comes from. Adama. Because it was fashioned from the clay of the earth. Okay. Adama. Okay. Do I have another volunteer?
I will go.
Good. Shalom.
Okay. Shalom.
Andrea.
Shalom. Sam.
Sam. Remember, it's the like father.
Halachenu.
Okay, that's this. It's funny. There are a number of these consonants are very similar, and and you're not alone with having a little trouble. The hey is a simple H. Barry was teaching somebody bat mitzvah, and every time she got to that, she would say ch, but it's a simple H. So the So and I forgot the word. So
it starts with the cuff.
Yeah. Which word? Shalom, Sam, Kel, Kenu. Is that what we're up to? Kahem. Where were we? Well, I forgot where I was already. Kamishpachot Adama. Okay, where are we up to? What word are we up to?
Three-letter word. Kaf, hey.
Kahem. The dot makes it a K rather than a ch. The dot makes it a K sound, and then it's so it's kahem. Easy. The K sound and the H sound. Kahem. Okay, good. Kahem. Only three dots.
Kahem.
Good. One more.
The Gorlanu.
Yes. Look at the vowels.
Lanu.
Lenu, two dots.
Lenu.
Right? Two dots. The line would be but the two dots make it A. Okay. Again, two more words.
Kachol.
Good, exactly. Kachol is exactly right.
Kachol.
It's that's the katan, the kamatz katan. Kachol. Good.
Kachol ha-monam. Monam.
Perfect. That's exactly it. That's it. Kachol ha-monam. So you know it. You just have to be comfortable. If you concentrate, you know. But the more you read it, because you do know what they are. You corrected yourself.
Yeah.
Good. Does anybody want to do va'anachnu? That's right. It's va'anachnu. How do you like that? Rather than anachnu. Yes, Cindy.
Anachnu korim
Good.
umish ta harim
Good. Exactly.
umod umodim.
Good. Exactly.
Keep going.
You're done?
No.
That was a long line. It was a long line. It was longer than the other one. But you can continue, but I won't force you to.
Okay. Leaf nay,
Good.
melech,
Good.
malche,
Good.
him,
Good.
hakadosh, baruchu.
Perfect. Fabulous. Okay. Anybody want to continue? Marlene. Now you've muted yourself. Yay. Marlene, then Arlene. What, you have a question or you want to read?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
But you're frozen. I can't see your lips weren't moving, but I could hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And what line are we starting on? I switched screens to pull up a bigger version of Elena. What line are we on?
Shahu, right? I think.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, Shehunose Shamayim.
Not so fast. Shahu, what's the second one?
Shehunose?
No, te.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's closed. If it was an S sound, it would be closed at the top.
You're right. Shehunote Shamayim.
Good.
V'yosef Aretz.
Good. Keep going. One more.
The Moshe.
There's a thing in the middle.
Okay. Umoshe Yikaro.
Yeah.
Bashamayim Mima'al.
Good. Fabulous.
Ushki Natuso. Ushki, that's a repeat one, right? Ushki
not. That's exactly right. Yes. Ushkinato. Yes. Ushkinat. I'm sorry.
Ushki Natuso. Bego Ve Ye Hamorim.
Yes. Okay. Anybody else? Yes, Jane.
Why do they repeat? Why do they repeat ushi matuso?
Just the tune. It's the tune. Just the tune. And how do you know that it's going to happen? You don't know that it's going to happen. It's just you have to know the tune.
So that's why I suggested people make a photocopy and write on their photocopy ×2 or repeat.
Right. If it makes it easier, sure. Yeah. There's no secret to it. It's just the tune. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes, Arlene. You're muted.
I was going to continue reading somewhere.
Great. Yes, great.
Where did we leave off?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Who Eloheinu?
I figured when we're reading, but then I lifted it off.
I got lost. Who Eloheinu? Ein Od. Emet Malkeinu. Ephes.
Great.
Sulato.
Fabulous. Keep going.
Ka Tuv. Bitorato. Viyada ta
Perfect.
hayom sev
Shay.
J vota
Good.
el le va vecha
Good.
Ki Adonai hu ha Elohim Bashamayim mi ma'al
Okay, finish it up.
Ve'al ha'aretz mitahat ein od.
Perfect. But because she read so perfectly, I'm going to make one correction. We learned about the metek. It's not va'aretz, it's va'aretz. Ha'aretz.
Ha'aretz, right.
Because you have the metek under the aleph. So it's not
The emphasis is on the
right. Right.
Ha'aretz. Okay.
Right. You've read
Ha'aretz.
so beautifully. I figure I can give you a little thing there. So because that's what we're learning about is the metek. So we know we see it what we were talking about at the beginning of class.
Yes. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
So we
Yeah.
see some of the things that we talked about. Okay. So how are we doing, guys? Tell me, okay? I think you hopefully obviously some people came with more than others, and some people are going to be more fluent, but I think that everybody's stepped up from when we first started this class for sure. But if you have any questions, or please feel free to ask, because we can only learn by asking questions. Okay, let's see, what was the next prayer, since we have a few more minutes. Adon Olam, okay. Page 211 in the Lev Shalom and 187 in Sim Shalom. So it's
And
not too far
25 in
away.
here. 25
And
in here.
25 in the book. Okay, great. This is towards the end of the service. Obviously, oftentimes this is the last prayer we sing. It can be sung in many different tunes. I'm going to read. Adon Olam Asher Balach B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra La'et Na'aseh. It's so hard to read it. It's so funny. V'chef. This is a hard word. V'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra. V'acharei Kechlot Hakol Levado Yimloch Nora. V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh V'hu Yihiyeh B'tif Ara. V'hu Echad V'ein Sheni. Laham Shilo Lahach Bira. Read it as one word almost. Bali Reshit Bali Tachlit. Velo Ha'oz V'ha-Misrah. V'hu Eli V'chai Goali. V'tzur Chevli V'eit Sarah. V'hu Nisi Umanos Li. V'nat Kosi B'yom Ekra. V'yado Avkid Ruchi V'eit Ishan V'a'ira. V'im Ruchi Giviyati Adonai Li V'lo Ira. Okay, I'm not even going to try to sing it because God, it could be anything. Does anybody want to read the first verse? Eileen and then Barbara. Eileen, you're muted.
Okay.
Good.
I just want to
Great.
preface it by saying you're a hard act to follow.
Hopefully I can read. Sometimes I stumble. I just want to tell you. It's okay.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Liet Na'asa V'Hefsa Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra.
And you're a hard act to follow because it was beautiful, Eileen.
Thank you.
Barbara, I think you volunteered, right? Next, if I remember correctly. But you're muted, Barbara.
That might be better.
Great.
The hooray,
The achare.
the ahare,
Good. You got the hard word. Yes.
kola, lo,
Kichlot. It's a little hard. You see it? Kich, because it's the two, but the first. Okay.
kichlot, kichlot.
This one you can read.
Havo, hakol.
No.
Hakol, hakol.
Akol, exactly.
Akol.
You've got it. It's the same as the first word, that letter and that started the last word. Akol. Good.
Levado,
Good.
ye mo, ye.
It ends it. Remember, it ends it at the end. Imloch. It ends it. Those two dots.
Ends
the syllable.
Ifmol, no.
No, Yimloch. It's Lavado, Yimloch, and the next one starts with a nun. You can read it.
Nora.
Good.
Nora.
Perfect. Good. You can read the next line too. You can. I know you can. I wouldn't ask you if you couldn't.
The who. Hayer.
No, it's just why are you putting an R on there?
Yeah.
The same vowel under both of them. See? Yeah. Good.
The who.
Yes. You can do it. What? Just read the first letter. The dot on the top is an O sound. Yes, that's it. Hoveh, exactly. Yeah, Hoveh. That's easy. Don't make it harder than it is. There's enough hard words. You don't need to make them harder. Okay, now you can read this one. You can read the next word.
Yeah.
You read it at the beginning.
The who.
Good. You can sound this one out.
Yeah.
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 No, that's it. You're doing the same thing. No, it's the
all right. B. BT.
It's not the I added it. It's yeah. You see it?
Yeah, but
it's just a simple H. When it's open, it's a simple H. The who, yeah.
The T.
Good. One more word.
The T fa.
Exactly. Okay, good. And I was just, what was I thinking of? I just saw something that made me think of it. Okay, I'm not translating everything. We haven't done that at all now. But just what you said when we talked about God, and God says, you can't know me, and it is I am that I am. So this is, and that's what this is. He is, he was, and he will be. It's the to be that you don't usually see. The haya, hoveh, it's all the same word in different tenses, and it's talking about God. V'hu haya, v'hu hoveh, v'hu yihiyeh, v'tif ara. Okay, now we're talking more about God. Somebody want to read v'hu again? Yes, somebody's getting brave but didn't volunteer. I hear you. I hear you.
I want to redeem myself.
Okay, you want to keep going? Keep going. V'hu.
V'hu echad.
Good.
V'ain shani.
Good.
Shani.
Yes.
Laha Mo Moshila.
No, it's not an O. Remember, it's just the two dots.
Okay.
It's laham.
Laham Shil. Shil.
Yes, laham shil.
Lo.
Yes.
Laha.
Keep going.
Laha. The.
Laha. It's a B sound. It's a bit.
Ra.
Good. B-ra, because it's a dot on the bottom. But yes, great. You did. Fabulous. Laha, B-ra. That's a little hard. Yes, thank you. Exactly. And again, talking about God. He's one and not two. Echad shtayim. You have the first aliyah or you have the second aliyah, which is shniya. Okay, let's see if we can finish this. Okay, Vahu Eli. Now I'm still talking about God, this prayer. Anybody want to be brave? I'm looking. Okay, Cindy. And then Arlene you'll finish us up off here. Cindy, you'll do the two for the next verse, and then the next one will be Arlene. Okay.
Behu Eli, is that right? Bahai,
Yes, exactly.
Hi, Go Ali,
Good.
Bitsor,
Good.
Havli, Ba'at,
Yeah. Good.
Sarat. So wait,
Good.
Sarat.
Yes, exactly. Next line.
Behu, Nisi, Umanos, Li, Benat, Kareem.
What? Manat what? Wait. Manat what?
Kosi.
Good.
Kosi.
Yeah.
Okay. The Yom Ek Ra.
Perfect. Okay. Arlene I think it was Arlene that volunteered to finish us off here.
Was that Arlene Fisher?
Yada.
Did Arlene Fisher?
Oh, I called the wrong Arlene. Sorry. Arlene Schwartz, I think you read before. Arlene Fisher,
Yeah.
I think you hadn't read yet. So I'll give it to Arlene Fisher. Sorry. Yeah. The Yado.
Biyado Afkid Ruhi Biyat Ishan.
It's Be'et.
Be'et
Not E.
Ishan.
Good.
I'm sorry.
Ishan is right. Be'et Ishan.
Ara.
No, it's a dot. It
Ba'ira.
has the line, it has the metric,
Ba'ira.
but it is still a dot. Good. Ba'ira. Good.
Ve'im Ruhi Gavi Yati.
Good.
Adon Ali Velo Ira.
Perfect. You guys were fantastic today. I hope you really appreciate the reading that you did. It really was great. And I think we obviously we're not perfect. None of us are perfect. And we will work on reading again. But I think that it's becoming a little bit more comfortable, I hope. And we still have what to learn. We're not finished yet. Anyway, so I wanted to finish. I promised I'd finish by 11. So I will finish by 11. Thank you, everyone who was here. And I look forward to seeing you next week, right?